So quick installation video on how to install a Yakima rack on a 2023 Highlander. So you need the landing pads, there's the product code number down at the bottom, and then you need the Skyline Towers, there's a product code for those. Then you need a bar that goes across. This is a Jetstream bar, and there's the product code down at the bottom for that one there. And it's an aluminum bar, and I'll give you a warning at the end of this video, probably why you'd want to recommend using one of those. And then if you opt out as well, or opt out, you also need these core locks as well to lock everything up. So the first thing you do is you take your panel bar and you put it in that little hole and you pop these panels out, and you do that to all, obviously, 4 sides. So inside the landing pad 28 box, you're going to get the 4 pads and the 4 covers. With the pads, if you look at them carefully, there's an A with an arrow to the outside, a B with an arrow to the outside, B with an arrow to the outside, and an A to the arrow. This is the front driver, rear driver, front passenger, rear passenger. And then the covers, you're going to have to take this piece of plastic off. Then eventually these bolts, once you put these covers on, they're going to go through there and then into there. I'll show you how to do that. So to install the pad and the base plate, obviously put the pad on first. Base plate or base goes on top. Take the washer and put that in. I highly recommend, if the Loctite that's on the bolt looks dry or really stiff, take that off, pick it off, to put some new Loctite on instead. Drop that inside and then use the supplied Allen key and tighten that up. When you're tightening it up, if it's starting to get so stiff, so hard, but there's still play inside it, right? So it's getting stiff, but let's say I'm really cranking down and there's still play like this. Don't keep cranking down. Probably what it is the Loctite in there is really dry. It needs to be replaced. Take it out, get fresh stuff in there, and then put it in. All right? But crank it down. And again, be careful, not super tight. There it is there. This is good. There's no play. I happen to have a torque wrench, so I'm going to use a torque wrench and set it at my 8.5 Newton meters. And that's it right there. You're all done. And then we'll obviously repeat that for the other locations. So the next thing you want to do is you want to prepare your Skyline Towers. So you want to take the tower, you want to open it up, and then they give you a supplied screwdriver, and you want to turn that counterclockwise 8 turns, 8 full turns. After you've repeated that for all 4 of the towers, open up that screw counterclockwise 8 times. In the bar box, there are these parts. You're going to take this piece here, you're going to put it inside, and you want a distinctive snapping sound like that, and then you know it's inside correctly. So after you snap that piece in, I would then take this piece here, put it on top, and then just screw it in maybe 1 or 2 turns. That's it. You want it to be loose so you can mount it to the bar. So to get the Skyline Towers onto the bar, you want to take the bar, flip it over, and then pull off the rubber strip, and then grab the Skyline Tower. And then when you put it on, you already have this metal piece on. Make sure the tower is facing to the outside. You do not want it that way. You're just going to slide it on the end like that. And then for now, I would just tighten it up so it's snug, but definitely not tight, because you need to figure out the distance of each tower on the bar relative to the car. Okay, so it's just snug like that. But you could, if you wanted at this point, install your lock cores. So use a plastic panel tool again and get in behind here on this plastic part on the tower, and then pull that out and just take your lock core, and then there's that little point that goes down to the bottom there, and just drop that inside of there. It'll go inside. Yep. There it is. Okay, so to attach the bar and the towers to the car, these bolts in here, you want to turn them and make sure they're tight till about 3 clicks, or if you have a torque wrench, to 3.5 kilonewtons. In terms of the bars apart, you want to send them about 38 centimeters. There's markings here on the bar. You grab the bar, you put it on, you want the round edge to go forward, put that on. Put that in a little bit. And then what you want to do is you want to use your tape measure here. You want the distance in here to be the same on both sides. For a Toyota Highlander, that's about 31.3 millimeters. So make sure you have an even distance on both sides. So after you get the bars even on both sides, you want to get the bar as flat as possible, right? So get it flat, and then you want to use the supply tool and screw that in till it's 3 clicks. Again, if you have a torque wrench, it's 3.5 kilonewtons, right? Make sure that's nice and flat. So after you get the equal distance of the bars on either end, you then want to take the whole bar off. You want to take this rubber sort of gasket, put that in on the one end, and then measure along. And here, you want to make sure you add about 1 inch. It's really about 1/2 inch, but add 1 inch anyways. You can always cut off a little bit extra. And tuck that down inside, and then put that in. So that's all in nice. And then what you do after that is you want to cut another piece on the end. Make sure you tuck it in all the way. And then after you put it in, take it back out and take off 1 inch. Because what you want to be able to have is you want to be able to put your end cap on, and there's a little hole here and there's a little piece on the end cap. You want to make sure that has the room to be able to clip in like that. You can hear that little clip, right? So you want to take off about 1 inch so that can go in correctly. All right, and then after that, essentially you want to put your bar back on. So after you have the rubber gasket on and the end caps on, make sure they clip in. You want to put the bar back on the car, and then you want to close the towers, and then if you have the lock cores installed, use the key and then lock them into place. And that's how you install a Yakima rack onto a Toyota Highlander. This will also work with a Toyota Grand Highlander and a Rav4, as long as they have the same roof rack rails. So the reason you'd want to get an aluminum bar over a steel one is, as you can see here, the steel bar, over time the coating cracks and the bar rusts, and then when it rains on the bar, the rust stains fall on your car, and they make it look like your car is all rusty. So I think it's worth your while to get an aluminum bar, because hopefully it'll last longer and it won't mess up your car. Anyways, thanks for watching.